Here we go. Let's hope this works. Hello. Okay, yay. All right. Took a second, but it's going. Okay. Hello, peoples. Hello. Hello. I'm actually gonna try and do a proper art stream for once. Ain't this crazy? Ain't that just wild? Oh, nope, I needed... Yep, okay. Ain't that wild? I'm actually gonna try and do some artwork. Are we streaming from the iPad? We are, indeed. It also means since I'm gonna do art, it might be, probably be slow with talking to the chat just because, when I'm doing artwork, I have to focus on drawing, less on reading, so, you know, I'll try and pay attention to the chat, but if I miss something, you know why. It might be easier if there's something like you really, really want me to see, you might need to tag me so I can, be more likely to see it, but, you know. Just doing some circles right now. Ooh, okay. I'm trying to think, because I know what I do have somewhat of a plan, though, shockingly. I decided to, I would go ahead and do some artwork for Luniverse stuff, just because I asked, you know, and I decided to work on some art stuff. I asked, like, on DeviantArt, I made a poll or whatever where I was just asking people, like, what should I do? And although people just said work on, like, other things or whatever, which was the winner, but then in my mind, the runner-up was, like, work on concept art, whatever sort of stuff, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do that instead, just because I feel kind of bored, so I don't know. So I'm gonna do that, but more specifically, it's gonna be Luniverse, but more specifically, it's going to be some Teruvia stuff, because I have some of that out, because I need to work on that sort of stuff. And so I don't know what I'm going to start with. I either need to, because I have some ideas in my head. I'm either going to work on doing, like, draw these guys again, like, actually full body sketches of them so I can figure out what the rest of their outfits look like. I'm going to either do them, or I'm going to do Electra's, like, her robot, her android, who needs artwork and a name and all that stuff, or Electra's, the other person, the scientist, who needs an actual name too, because story, whatever. Or I'm going to redo Zero, because Zero needs a reference at some point, because this picture is the only closest thing I have to a reference for him, and it's so old and it's so outdated, and I want to actually draw him with an updated outfit and all that stuff. So I need to figure it out. So I guess if anyone wants to cast their vote, I guess I could also, or I could, if I just want to, I could do concept art for other androids, just for the lulz. I don't know. I gotta just decide what I'm gonna do. I don't know how much I'm gonna do, because I don't know how long I'm gonna stream. So, you know, so anyone got any recommendations, anything they want to see? Preferably. I also need to draw both the boys again. I hope everyone likes my thumbnail. I don't know why I thought it was hilarious in my mind, because it was like, I'll just put the android boys, but we'll make them rabbits because they're rabbits. So What do you use to stream? Well, on my computer I use OBS. OBS is a really, really good one. It's totally free, and it's like the best free recording software or streaming software like ever, and recording software. Then on my iPad, I'm using Mob Crush right now to stream from my iPad. So, I'm seeing a lot of Zero. I mean, I'll probably do more than one. I doubt I'll do one thing. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna. I guess I'm seeing a lot of Zeros, so we'll do him. I miss my boy. I needed to, because I've wanted to like get art of him. I've wanted to actually draw him again, but since he hasn't had a reference, I haven't been able to do that. And I need to actually give him one because his design's just really old. Because I got his design way back when, and it was now he has an actual personality and all that stuff. So, you know, so if you guys feel free, if anyone wants to ask me shit, or whatever, I can. If you want to ask me about Luniverse, if you want to ask me to talk about whatever, and yeah, so, oh, here we go. Thanks, Pyth. So, what was his original role in Luniverse before he got kicked? Well, you see, originally, his whole thing, because I mean, a lot of Luniverse was kind of based on I'm going to make a bunch of characters that are like, kind of, I gotta figure out how I'm going to go about this, but I made characters that were pretty stereotypical, I guess. So they all kind of had a stereotype. So Zero's was just like cute anime femboy, whatever. That's what he was, and he did not have a personality. And originally, he wasn't at all related to Chrome or Virus in any way. He was actually supposed to just be magic, like he had magic powers or whatever. So I think was like, I'll give him a magic bow and arrow or something like that. I don't know. And I also, this is just a basic thing, but I'm going to try and give him a bit more of a unique face and body shape, so he's not, like, totally generic, by that account. So, he was just really basic, but he never really had a proper personality other than that. So, you know, and so that was him originally. And then when I actually was going back and I was, like, developing Luniverse more, and, you know, he wasn't originally part of Teruvia at all. So when I was going back and I was actually developing the characters more, I was trying to figure out something better for him to do. So I'm like, okay, what if I made him... It's like, okay, so what if I made him cute, but I made him, like, he's actually secretly, like, totally, absolutely crazy, you know, and he's insane. You know, and then I'm like, okay, what if he comes from the same world that Chrome and Virus did? Because before Teruvia was a planet, it was a alternate dimension. So it's like, what if he was from that same dimension and he came as like a bounty hunter, and then for some reason he goes against that and he just joins the household, but he's still trying to kill the androids. I don't know, but it was just, that's what I tried to kind of go with, but it wasn't working, and I couldn't make it work to where his personality, like, I don't know, like where his personality actually made sense and his character arc like made sense, but keeping the personality I was picturing for him. And it just dawned on me that, like, you know, I couldn't make him go as far as I wanted him to go without, like, and keep him as a protagonist. It just was too much. And I also was like, well, it does feel kind of unfair that technically Teruvia has like 3 characters in this household when the entire idea of them is that they're all supposed to be from their own worlds. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take Zero out as a main character, and I'm going to make him a villain, because he'll probably make a much better villain than he will, or like antagonist, I should say. He's not really a villain, but he is, you know, he's make him an antagonist rather than make him keep him as a protagonist in the household and all that, because he just may do a lot better, and it would give me a chance to actually have something more unique. So he got removed from there, and I made him, and then I replaced him with Jay. So, you know, yeah. Okay, what am I gonna make him do? The struggle is real. What am I gonna make him do with his arms? I don't know. I'm not really liking the legs, how the legs look, though. You know, I'm gonna make him have a similar pose to what he used to have, because I think that'd be kind of cool, because it'd be more like a redraw that way. So yeah, that's his origin story, essentially. He was just an adoptable that I really, really liked. And I still really like his design from like a... I like his colors, because I have a hard time coming up with color schemes that are very daring. I usually fall back on the same kind of trends a lot of the time, so that's one reason why I like adoptable sometimes, is because they have color schemes that I'm not used to, or I don't do very often. So I still like him a lot. I just need to actually get to redrawing him. I'm probably not going to be able to... I don't know if I'll be... I might have to just not wait and make his ref another day when I don't have to talk and multitask, but you know... Yeah, so now his personality is he still kind of has that, like, that sort of false sense that he looks kind of harmless, you know, just in the sense that he's smaller in stature and all that because anime. I mean, it's Anime Planet, so he's very obviously like... I'm fully okay. I'm totally okay going with the femboy route because he's Anime Planet, so that just makes sense. But at the same time, so he has that cute look, but he's been raised to kill people, and be a mercenary, so, you know, I definitely want to keep that in there. So he's a kind of crazy, and he's kind of psychotic, and he's kind of obsessive with killing Elektra. So there's that. Okay, let's see. I love him, holy shit. In Teruvia, there's only one gender anime. I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny because some of the characters on Teruvia are not really generic anime tropes as much, just because, you know, like, obviously there's, like, tons of more... They're a lot more colorful than most characters you see in anime. I mean, the queen on Teruvia is, like, has the really, really, really short hair, you know, so it's not totally like hardcore Anime Planet, but like in terms of color and character design, it's pretty anime, but you know what I mean. Are you still doing roleplay? I mean, yes, with like the roleplays I have, but I'm not really looking for any new ones right now, so yeah. Especially because some people seem to have an issue whenever the fact that if it's like... I'm trying to roleplay with more than one people, and I'm like, sure, I can roleplay with you, but I can't do it, like, back and forth 24 hours a day, you know, and some people seem to have an issue with that, but yeah, I'm not really looking for any new roleplays right now. You know what? Okay, I'm not going to do his reference, but I'm at least going to redraw his face, because I miss his face. So I'll redo his ref when I'm not streaming, because that'll be easier to focus, because I want all the characters, like, official references to actually be more clean and less, like, yeah. Is he African American? I mean, there's no America on Teruvia, so they don't really have races. They have skin colors. I don't know. I can't really call him... I mean, this is his sister, so, you know, but I don't know, like, on a Teruvia, they don't really have races, because their genetics are, like, 99% of it is based on, like, aesthetic, so African Teruvian, yes, they don't really have, like, races, and they wouldn't have, like, African American, because that doesn't exist, you know? There's only one race, gender, sexuality on Teruvia, and it's anime. Yeah, so we'll just draw his face. So they have multiple cultures. Maybe, I'm not really... They might... Teruvia generally is kind of... They're in the point where they're sort of ruled in one society. There's, like, subsects of that society, but, like, they all have one queen and all that stuff. And some of the planet isn't even inhabited by them just because it's not livable. So, and they are able to accommodate for a lot of people in one city, and their main city is very, very large. So, but they might have like some varying cultures, but for the most part, they're sort of one world. It's kind of, how can I like kind of word this without making it like super spoilery? Do they have multiple continents? Probably. I would imagine they do, because I mean they'd have the ability to like fast travel and whatever. So, they would have like, they'd be able to like fast travel and all that sort of stuff because they're super advanced futuristic anime planet, So, they would be able to fast travel. So there's probably other continents, and they probably still rule those continents. I would kind of imagine they're like at the point where if there was other groups, they've been kind of either taken over or like they've all merged into one thing just because of just how like advanced they are. And obviously there's discourse now because there's a rebellion going on, but hey, that's just kind of how it goes. But so I have to get used to like actually talking and drawing at the same time because it's sometimes hard for me. How do I want to do this? I want to... Teruvia is just my excuse to like do anything I find aesthetically appealing. That's basically what it is. Kind of after the shoulder. Thanks. Just making it a sketch. I'm not gonna really... I might go back and... like, any of these sketches I might go back and finish if I like them, but for now they're just supposed to be basic sketches, and that's about it. Because that's probably all I can really do in a stream while trying to talk, so... At some point, someday I'll do a stream where I can, like, basically do a tutorial. Is it too spoilery to explain the power hierarchy on Teruvia because there's, like, a queen, but also the guardians, right? Yeah, it's like, there's a main queen or king or whatever's ruling at the time, and there's that, but then there's people who are in charge of different huge fields, and obviously under those people, they're like, the scientists, there's like 6 of them, so it's like the scientist, the scientist and the engineer are the ones not listed because the engineer at the time was Electra, and the scientist, or the engineer was Electra, and then the scientist ran off with her too. But there's the scientist, the engineer, the doctor, the overseer, the general, and then the artist. And they all rule over different... They are in charge of different areas in on Teruvia and all that stuff. So they're in charge of looking over those. But obviously under them, there's people in charge of different sects and like, whatever. So it's a lot of different positions, essentially, that kind of go further and further into, like, whatever. So, like, you'll have you have, like, your CEOs and your managers, whatever. That's kind of, like, what it is. It's like a giant, you know what I mean. You get my point. But... yeah, so there's a lot of hierarchy in it, but the queen/king is at the very, very top, and then the 6 council members are like second in line, and then it goes from there. So yeah, Do you have any characters that's like a guilty pleasure to draw? Oof. I don't know, because I love drawing Lust, though. I love drawing Lust way too much. I would draw him all the time. Honestly, I'm like low-key, I'm considering like for Valentine's Day doing like kind of a joke thing where I take these commissions of me just give me a character and I'll draw them in Lust like being flirty together just because I like um because I just love Lust and I want to draw like he's such a I love him anyway. He's a fun character to draw and he's a fun character to write, so you know. What sparked the rebellion? That would be, there was a lot of things that went into it, but the main sort of idea was the fact that it just kind of, it started very, very, like, it started a while back. The seeds were planted very early on, but it was the idea that for a long time Electra didn't agree with the way things worked in Teruvia, for the most part, and so she would constantly try to disagree with the Queen, but the Queen has the final say in everything. And I'm trying to word this in ways that aren't going to spoil things, because the whole thing with Teruvia is a very big plot line in Luniverse as it stands. So there is a very big plot twist with Teruvia, that's supposed to technically be a big moral lesson, essentially, in the story, but I don't want to spoil it because it's very important. But, so it was kind of, it was just sort of like the Electra's it's been building up for a long time, and then at one point Electra just waited for the right moment, and she basically made a big show in the very center of the capital where she not only made a stance to say, hey, look, I'm prepared, I'm ready to go to war, but she also stood there and she revealed what her real name was, which in Teruvia is a big deal. That's supposed to be, it's kind of a shameful thing, it's a very personal thing, so you don't just reveal it to everybody in the world, but she was doing it to say, I am now not a part of this society, so she was using it as a stance, essentially, and that was her big moment, and that's kind of where everything started. So yeah, and sorry if I ever miss your question, you're free to ask again. Just don't like spam back and forth. But yeah. So are they trying to shift towards democracy? Not necessarily. As it was before like any kind of war started, it was very much, I don't want to say traditional because it's a kind of a misleading word in this context, but like, they ran things the same for so long. It's kind of, it's not democratic. It's definitely not. It's, so it's a cultural revolution, not a political one. Kind of. I mean, I can't explain everything about, like, what they're fighting about, but part of, like, what Electra wants is the fact that I don't want a queen anymore. Essentially, she kind of was saying, like, I want democracy in a sense. Or I want one where it's, like, rather than there being one leader that gets the final say, it's more like, 6 or 7 leaders who are all equivalent, because as it was in the current society, it was like, yeah, the 6 council members could say whatever they want and they could share their opinions, but in the end, if the queen was really adamant about saying no, then it was a no, and they couldn't really do anything about that. So that's one of her beliefs, so yeah, it's a little bit of both, but it is mostly cultural, I guess. There's also a lot that has to do with, like, androids and things like that, and just advancements that are made, stuff about space travel, stuff about, like any political debate, it's very complicated and there's many factors, so hey. I pop in late, so I do not know what story this is. One of my own personal ones. It's technically like a mini story within a greater story, because I'm complicated, but yeah. I don't know. I don't like his nose. I like the nose I was doing before. Who's your hardest character to draw? I don't know who my hardest character to draw is. I guess it would just kind of depend on the circumstance, really. Is there a Cherubian equivalent of Elon Musk? I don't know, maybe. Someone wants to make a fan character, go for it. I mean, they don't really have they don't exactly have capitalism. Or they, you know what, I stand corrected. They kind of do, within reason. So they kind of have capital. So I guess there could be an Elon Musk of Cheruvia. Yeah, but they're advanced, so like there's a reason why like Chrome and Virus could get to Earth, you know. Who's the little shit of the group? Which group? I mean, there's a little shit of any group, but yeah, but which one? Random question, but which version of Mario Kart is your favorite? I actually have never played any version of Mario Kart beyond the first version, so. Of Luna's group? Oh, that's definitely. The little shit of the group is probably most definitely, like, either, like. If we're talking about little shit, it's probably, like, Chrome. Just because he's kind of an ass and he's tiny. Um, but then, like, in terms of who's being an asshole, like, intentionally, that would be Sphinx, because she's just a total asshole to everyone. Because that's how she do. Do you play Minecraft or have an amino? I technically have an amino, but I don't use it because I just don't really like amino that much, personally. Uh, and as for Minecraft, I do kind of play Minecraft. Like, I play it on my iPad sometimes. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard because I don't have. I feel like it's more fun doing it with other people, but I don't really have people I can do it with, like, when I want to, you know? And, but sometimes we'll go on there and I'll play, like, Death Run. So, yay. I actually got first place once, and that made me excited. Um, what are your opinions on this year's YouTube Rewind? I honestly just do not care. I didn't watch it. I've never watched YouTube Rewind. It's just, I don't really care. So, you know, I've never cared. So, you know, whatever. Who's the romantic in Luna's group? Oh, I mean, if we're talking romantic as in, like, flirtatious and, like, charming, whatever, that would be, like, probably Xavier, because he's very flirtatious. But we're talking about, like, hopeless romantic, that's probably Jackson, to be honest. He's a total hopeless romantic. So you're saying Terravia is advanced enough not to rely on capitalism. Well, I wouldn't say that it's advanced to not rely on capitalism. I mean, that would imply that they're so advanced that, like, no one needs to buy anything, no one needs to exchange money, and whatever. So, like, they do actually have some of it, like the whole Android thing. Different companies make different Androids, so, you know. But, like, to be that advanced, that would imply that no one would ever have to pay for anything, but then that would also mean that everyone could be happy with the exact same thing. I don't know. I don't want to get, like, totally into analyzing different kinds of structures of government, but, like, they don't have, like, the kind of, like, American capitalism, but I probably do have, like, a certain level of capitalism involved. Do you like the new TMNT? Why or why not? I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. Plus, like, when you say new, I have no idea because I've seen, like, I've been around enough to where I've gone through like 5 different new TMTTs. You know what I'm talking about? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ah. Does Zero like his sister? See, here's the interesting thing is because technically speaking, Zero and the Queen didn't meet until they were both adults, because how it works is she was like from birth, she was decided she's going to be the heir. Zero from birth was decided he's going to be like a mercenary type thing. He's going to be a warrior essentially. So that was decided immediately, so they were technically separated from the very start, so they never met each other until like they were both adults and they both were like full into their jobs, and like she hired him to work. They've had a brother and a sister, they know that stuff. It's just, to them, that's not really like, it's not a familial thing, you know. Okay, these eyes are giving me problems because I don't like them. I don't know what I'm really wanting to go for here. If I ever like stop talking, just know it's because I'm probably focusing and I'm trying to do whatever it is I'm doing. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, ignore my notifications at the top. Okay, let's see. What do you think of the most recent Zelda game? I haven't played it, so I can't really have an opinion. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Looking spicy. You already, look at you, Zero. You're already looking better. You excited about the new Smash Bros? I mean, I've literally never played Smash Bros, to be honest. There's a lot of like mainstream stuff I don't really do, so like I'm an involuntary hipster, I guess. I don't know. What is some advice you have for someone who wants to improve their character design? Well, I mean, it depends what you want to improve, I guess. Like, character design is a very, like anything story and art related, really, it's a pretty complicated, like, there's a lot of different things that go into it, and there's a lot of ways you can go about it. So I guess it more depends on, like, what you're kind of looking to improve, necessarily. Okay, now it's the hair. I can go crazy, and I don't have to worry about being super refined about it. Hooray! Oh, I do want to figure out what I want to do for the mass bulk of it, I guess. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot to go into character design. A lot of it is kind of just observation, to be honest, like just looking, like observing how other people go about it and all that sort of stuff. Let's see, do I want it to be to the side or do I want it to be behind him? I kind of want it to be behind him, but like, just trying to get what I want it to really. Should I, part of me kind of wants to change his hair. Part of me just kind of wants to change his hair to something that looks a little bit less, like, something a little bit more professional, you know? Like, not, doesn't look super, like, thrown together. I don't know. Try a hair change? I could. I mean, I have layers, so I can totally probably experiment with a little bit, so I'm gonna see if I can make his hair look better. I want to, let's see, because I still want to go with the, making him look feminine thing, just because femboy anime trope thing, you know. He has a face that says, I'll kill you while you're sleeping. Good, that's what I was going for. So I think I could probably still give him long hair. I just need to make it look more, like, probably just make it look more, ooh, I know what to go for. Just make it something look more, quote-unquote, professional for what he's doing. Out of all your Luniverse... Sorry, again, I'm sorry I'm not, like... I'm trying to pay attention to the chat a little bit, but it's kind of hard. Out of all your Luniverse characters, which one is the biggest meme? Oh, dear. If we're talking about... Maybe a headband, maybe. If we're talking about, like, which one gets memed the most, I would probably say... Probably the Robot Boys, just because it's really easy to make jokes about them. I mean, the thumbnail for this video is a joke of the fact that they're technically rabbits. But out of, like, the ones that act most like a meme, maybe Vanessa, because she can be quite the troll sometimes. Yeah, I'll give him a headband. I'll see what headband looks like. Might need to look up some ideas, to be honest, but we'll see. Oh, I know. I'll give him the very anime kind of headband. Just so he can be the real anime character. I appreciate that my chat has descended into just nothing but puns. What a world we live in. I'm gonna just try giving him the... I don't know. I'll try a few different things and I'll see which one I like best. That's the key to concept art, ain't it? Here, you know what? We'll just take some of this red. and we'll do the red. So we can be like a real artist. I don't know. Doing things in red and blue first. Wow. Hang on, I wanna... I'll make it look kind of more like this, because I like... Do you, your parents, or your brother know about your online friends? Oh yeah, they know. How do I want this to look? I need to find something I can ramble about again. To keep me talking so I'm not just sitting here in absolute silence. Do you have any tips for making a villain? Let me think. It does kind of depend what villain you're going for. Because villains are a really fun thing when done correctly, and it also depends if you're trying to make a villain or an antagonist, because there's actually a very, very big difference between the two. A villain is a character that's supposed to be, like, they're supposed to be a bad guy by moral standards, but an antagonist is just supposed to oppose the main character, and it's a very big difference, and it very depends on what story you're doing, because not all antagonists are villains, and not all villains are antagonists, so, they're a very fun thing. Can you do an entire catching up on history talk about a universe in Teruvia? That would be a monster. That'd take a while. I mean, I'm going to eventually actually redo my universe portrait stuff, because now that the characters have been like properly updated and they have like brand new references and all that, I want to actually sit down and redo all of those. Maybe do them more structuredly than they were before. So those will happen again eventually, just not probably anytime soon, but, Yeah, I wasn't liking how this hair was looking for, like, at first, but I'm kind of like it a little bit more now. It looks very anime. Could the protagonist be a villain? Wait, hang on. Could the protagonist also be a villain, or is that completely completely unoriginal? Not unoriginal at all. There's plenty of. I mean, there are some stories I can think of where they made a villain, the protagonist. Not one where I've never seen them make the protagonist a changed person by the end of it. But it's, and also here's the thing: just because an idea is unoriginal doesn't mean it's not, like, you can't make it good. Like honestly, never think that. Never think that because, oh, people have done that before does not mean you can't do it by any means, and doesn't mean you can't do it really well. So, but it's not really an original. It's been done before, but it's not, like, totally unoriginal. Okay, so that's one idea for his hair. I'm gonna do more, though. Okay, I'm gonna try something without the headband. I'll try something. I want to try a few different things, so I'll try this, and then I'll try something that's a little bit closer to what his hair already is. So we'll see. And we'll just see whatever looks the best, or most fitting for him. It'd be cool if his hair was long to be an opposite to his sister. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep his hair at least probably shoulder length-ish, just because, I don't know, I always pictured him, like, he's always had long hair, and that's just how I picture him. So, Which OC is the hardest for you to draw consistently? Oh, consistently. Shit. I don't really know. Because there have been a lot of times where I've intentionally changed a character. So those wouldn't really count because that's not me just having a hard time drawing them consistently. I don't know, honestly. Can zero have a mullet, lol. I don't know. Bangs are like the hardest part for me, to be honest, when it comes to hair. Like, I can do the back of a hair like just fine, but bangs are always just ugh. I don't know what makes bangs hard. It's probably just being able to frame things in a face how I want to, especially when the character has like a lot of bangs. I'm glad this is working, though. The stream's working. That's real nice. So Zero doesn't have a title? He does, actually. His title is Zero. Because the way... I'll basically explain it. Because the way, like, warriors and these kind of mercenary assassin type things work for Teruvia is that their rank, like, their title, quote-unquote, is basically how skilled they are, in the sense of, like, how they're ranked. So... like, you'll have, if someone was ranked 10, that means, like, out of all of the known warriors and trained assassins, then they're probably, like, considered the 10th best, essentially. So Zero is named Zero because there's absolutely nobody better than him. They don't exist. So, that's why his name is Zero, which was totally not me having picked that name for him a long time ago, and me trying to make it make sense for Teruvia. No. But yeah, that's how it is in Teruvia. It just means he's really good. Yeah, I'm not really liking this hair that much. Might just give up on this and do something else. I'm seeing some ideas, so yeah, I'll scrap that one, but... what about a man bun for his hair? That's pretty anime nowadays. Is it? Huh, I didn't know that. Doing the draws. I am doing the draws. I don't know. Here, I'll keep this. I'll finish it at least so I can say I did, but, you know. But I'm probably not going to go with this idea just because I don't like it that much for Zero. It's not a bad hairstyle, just for Zero, I don't know. How do you find your inspiration? I find it from a lot of things, just like really just anything. Music, books, other stories, things outside, just like anything really. Yeah, I don't really love this hair that much, but there it is, so we'll try something else. I guess I'll try someone said high ponytail, and since that's kind of like, he's got his hair tied up, I'll try something like that. I didn't expect I was going to change his hair today, and I didn't expect I'd spend so much time changing his hair. But that's what I'm doing. I want to keep, like, I know one thing I want to do is I want to keep him having bangs, because I just feel like that's very, you know, that's just kind of for him, and I think it just kind of helps him not look super intimidating, because that's the idea, is for him to look anything but intimidating. Like, down to his calves. But you see, that's impractical. They're the anime planet, but they're not totally impractical. You can't murder people like that. Make his hair super floof. Now this looks like an anime hairstyle right here. Like those tiny anime ponytails. Kind of looks like Electra though. This looks a little bit like Electra in terms of hairstyle. I don't know if his bangs could be better, but it's a start, and that's what's important. Then I'll probably I'll try like one more thing. Yeah, I might need to tweak those bangs a little bit, because they could be better. He kind of looks like Electra though. Like, just a little bit. So yeah, there we go. There's that one. And I'll do like one more. I'll try to do one that's a little bit more like what he has now. Just so I can have it. What's your favorite animal to draw when you do draw them? I mean, I like drawing different animals and stuff like that. I just think it's fun. I'd probably say like cats, just because out of all animals I've drawn cats the most. So, but like overall though, I don't really necessarily have a favorite, because I do just like trying to draw different animals in general. I have no idea what I'm doing. But when does anyone ever? Zodiac, do you have any tips on comics? Well, for one thing, I would say before you start, if you're going to do a comic online, try and get as far as you possibly can before you actually start posting pages. So you can actually have a consistent schedule, and so that way if you're working on pages and you start to get burnt out, you're not like taking a huge break in the middle of posting. I would also say try to make sure you have as much as you can get planned, because it will be very helpful while you're actually doing it. And try to, yeah, so, I mean, if you need more specific advice, you can ask, but, that's just some general tips I guess I have. Have you ever made animations or GIFs? I have. Sometimes just, there's only like one that's kind of on YouTube, and I have other smaller ones that are just like little practice things, so. Yeah, this is a little bit more like what his hair already is. She doesn't look all that bad. Would you ever consider making more animal-based species and concepts, just kind of a what-if thing, whether it be canon or not? I have. I've done that kind of thing before. I mean, I have a big fantasy story that has some creatures kind of like that. But yeah, I mean, I kind of have before. I mean, I don't really have a lot of big stories that have, like, exclusively animal characters or things like that. But, you know, I've made them. Okay, so there we go. That's all his hair. So I'm gonna hang on. I'm changing something real quick. Okay. Yeah. So all right. Now that I have all his hair, all the concepts done. So now I ask you, lovely chat. Tell me which one's your favorite. We'll call this number 1, the one with the bandana going on here. This will be number 2, which is not. It's kind of but I'm curious to hear what you think. That's number 2. This is number 3, which is the one with the ponytail. And then this is number 4, which is the one that looks the most like how his hair already looks. So I am curious, what do you guys think? I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. 1 or 3? I like 3, 4, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1 and 3, 3, 1, 1. 1 or 3. 3 looks the best. I like 3. I like 3. 3, 2 and 3. 1. I like 3. Or rather partial to 3 and 4. I like 3 from a practicality standpoint. Combo between 3 and 4. Ooh. Maybe make a poll for it. I mean, I could, yeah. I couldn't do that right now on the stream. Just because on my iPad, if I dare try to change tabs, Mob Crush will crash on me. So that isn't a bad idea though. I'll make a DA poll, but right now it does seem like 3 is the favorite right now. Which I don't disagree. I like 3. I think 3 looks pretty nice. Who would do a short, low ponytail? I mean, I could try that right now. Like 3 and 4. Yeah, you know, okay, I'm gonna try, hang on. For the sake of just experimenting, because it's fun, I'm gonna try and do something with, like, 3 and 4 together. And see what I can make that look like. Because honestly, I kind of like the bangs on 4 more. And then I like the ponytail on 3 more, so I'm gonna try that and I'll see. I'm gonna try something just a little bit more, a mix of both, and see what happens. This is how concept art goes. Welcome to Concept Art with Zodiac. How y'all doing? So we'll try to make it a bit of a lower ponytail with bangs a little bit closer to number 4. And we'll see what ends up happening. That boy getting an upgrade. One of my mini boys. Okay. And we'll just make sure this, we'll just try to make this look a little bit like the ponytail I was doing. Yeah, you know, I like that a lot. Yeah, you know what? I think that's the one. I like that one a lot. That looks real fitting for Zero, to be honest. Because it looks like it's not really impractical for what he is, and it's also, it looks like close enough to his old hairstyle where I don't feel like I'm changing too much about him. And it just looks rather nice. And it looks kind of anime, so hey. So, what do you guys think? Does this look like a proper fusion? Yeah, I definitely like that. Yeah, I like that. So there we go. Now the boy's got new hair. Look at him go. He's moving up in the world. All right. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit so I can like save this as a clean picture, or a cleaner picture whenever I actually do his reference. Because then now when I actually do his reference, I'll know what his hair is gonna look like. So yeet. Group this all together. He growing up. That's what he do. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's nice hair for him. It's good hair for him. Okay, so now that I got that done, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Because I could... Because I could just kind of doodle around. I could do concept art for more characters. I could actually draw these guys again. I could... I have no idea. I'm going to check some notifications on my phone while I'm thinking. Jackson. I don't have his ref pulled up, and I don't know if I want to go searching for it, because that might mean having to do things. I don't know. I might pass through some spoiler things. Some dangerous spoiler things. I don't want to spoil things. Spoiling things is dangerous. Yeah, that's probably the only disadvantage with, like, I can't make the screen black or whatever, so it's like, if I were to go searching for pictures or whatever, I risk, like, going over something I don't want people to see. Hey, what's with the background noise? That's me. I don't know. I am tired. Favorite Vine? Probably will always be like, what's that in your hand? A knife? No! Oh, goodness. Alright. I'm stretching. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I guess I could just conceptualize good old scientist guy and figure out what I'm going to make him look like. And then figure out what I'm going to name him. I don't know, and I always think, like, I should do that, and then I just don't do it. And then I'm like, well, there I go. Into the nebulous void. Yeah, I guess I could do good old scientist. Try to think of what color to make him. I guess I could make him red. Like his basic, like, accent color, like red or something like that. Red or pink. Because they usually all have an accent color, and yeah, I could probably do that. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I'll do some doodles, because why not? I had something in my mind for him for a little while, so... Gotta do Electra's fanboy. That's what I gotta do. And this face is already not working with me. Let me think. Because they're all technically based on shapes, to be honest. Like, very subtly, so... Make him... Oh, everyone's just quoting vines. I don't know what to look at, because I'm having a hard time telling, like, what's supposed to be a vine and what's something, like, someone's legitimately saying. Because I'll like, ignore the chat for a while for the Vine quotes to calm down so I can actually pay attention to it. This is, like, the main image I've always had in my mind, is just these, like, really, like, these goggles for him. I don't know why. That's just always the image I've had in my mind. I feel like I can either my chat is great and it's fun to talk to, or it's like it's just everyone quoting things I don't understand, and I just like I can't even pay attention without slowly going insane. So because it's just nonsense. So tonight it's the latter. I just got here. Here's the goodbye getting drawn. He's a character I've had an idea for a while, but I've never put him on paper, or I've never put him on in an actual concept. So he's a character. I have to figure out what his actual name's going to be, but he's the scientist. So, you know. He is technically the right-hand man of a rebellion. And how does he know Elektra? Because they work together. She was the engineer, he was the scientist, so they were both on the council together. And he agreed with her, and also probably was slightly in love with her. So, you know. Bill Nye the Science Guy. So, are you like Japanese? Me? No. Actually call him Bill. Well, I mean, Bill probably wouldn't exist on Teruvia. I mean, one of the characters' names is Elektra, so they don't exactly have, like, generic human names. So they'd probably have, like, you know, like Elektra, things along that vein. I haven't quite figured out what that would entirely entail, but they wouldn't be like, be like things like Robert or Edward or, like, Caroline, you know. They'd probably be something that sounds a little different. Dude, I'm quoting a Vine. Oh, well, I can't tell, so I'm telling you, I can't tell what's a Vine quote and what's not, so. Who cares if it's a generic human name, but if so, just fiddle with a bit, making it unusual. Who care? Well, because I care, because it's my alien planet, so to me it just doesn't make sense for them to have normal human names, especially when one of the biggest characters on that planet's name is Elektra. So, and plus, because there's already many names in Luniverse anyway, if I were to make those names generic and basic and hard to remember, then that would be even more of a struggle. I mean, Chrome and Virus are Chrome and Virus, so Scientisso. Oedipus. You know, sometimes crossed arms either work for me or they just really don't work for me. There's like no in between. Sometimes I have those days where they don't work. Then sometimes you have those days where they do. And there's no day in between, and I think we can all learn something from that. I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm just rambling. call him Beta because he's a beta tester. And he's the beta in the in the rebellion. Oh goodness. I can hear it. I mean, that's kind of what I'm going for, is the kind of really smart asshole anime guy, like, honestly. Oh shit, hang on, I gotta remember. Okay. So, because, I mean, the rebellion doesn't have a uniform, but at the same time... They've got an aesthetic. They do indeed. Hmm. He looks funky and spacey. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for his hair. I feel like this is gonna look so stupid, but you know, it might actually work for him, so... I got this, hang on. I feel like this is just gonna fit his personality, to be honest. I imagine super blocky hair. Yep, you're right. That's where I'm going. Making him, he's gonna be a block. That's what he's gonna be. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Yeah. I love it. There he is. It's perfect for him. There we go. He's got just really blocky hair. And and he's got goggles that vaguely resemble glinting anime glasses. Oh, yes, it's perfect. The stud of the rebellion. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm gonna figure out some basic colors for him. Just since I'm here. Would Electra call him Blockhead? Electra probably wouldn't. She's a little bit more classy than that, but, I mean, Zero probably would. Probably, I mean, honestly, like, I bet that would be something somebody else would say. So I need to get an idea what colors I already have so I can make something that's a little bit different. Hang on. See, this is how I, like, you're about to see me do some, like, mad strategies here, because sometimes I like having variety in stories where I can. Like, if I can do something where that's, like, you know, like, drastically different, I'll do it just because I find that interesting, and I enjoy doing that. I don't really have high expectations. Like, I'm not that kind of person that, like, you know, I don't know. I just, like, I like having characters look very drastically different when they can, because to me it's just more fun that way. So I think I'll make him, like, let's see, I just want to figure out what his basic, like, hair and eye color, like, hair and skin color is going to be. I think I'll give him something that's, like, fucking Electra's pale as shit. I feel like green could be a good hair color. Yeah, you know what? That's true. I could give him green. I feel like that would be. I think that'd be good for him to stand out. I mean, he's in the anime. He's on Anime Planet, and I haven't really given anyone, like, blue hair yet, other than, I guess, Art, like, Overseer, but his is, like, dark blue. So I could give him, like, green hair. Honestly, I like that. I'll give him green hair. Why not? I'll give him. Yeah, I'll make him. Because green hair usually looks better with, like, lighter skin. So I'll give him lighter skin and green hair. Because I bet the green hair will just look good. He could rock some green hair. Okay, so we'll give him, that seems like a good skin tone. Should I give him gloves? I'll figure that out in a second. I just gotta pick a good green. It's about to be a Yu-Gi-Oh character. Oh yeah, there, that's a good green right there. Because I feel like green hair looks good with, like, either really pale characters or, like, really dark-skinned characters. But, that's a good green right there. Oh my god. On my iPad it looks so much less bright. He literally has Minecraft grass block hair. I mean, I could give him, because two-toned hair is very common on Teruvia, so I could totally give him two-toned hair, like green and then a darker shade of green, just for the lulz. Make his hair green and yellow. I mean, I could. I'll either make it, like, darker shade of green as, like, an undertone, or I'll give him, like, yellow highlights or something like that. His theme song's white and nerdy. Hold on, I'll give him, like, lime green, like, or hang on. Yeah, hang on. I got this. If I just make the top of this, like... Oh my god, hang on, I got it. I got this. I could definitely make his highlights, like, purple now. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he looks beautiful. Hang on, I want to tweak what yellow this is, just because it's a little, against the skin, yeah, that looks a little bit better, maybe. The embodiment of Sprite. I'm like totally okay with him being like a total meme, because I just feel like that's in his character to be a meme. Okay, I like the idea. I just need to figure out the right color for it. Yeah, that looks like a better hair. Yeah, that looks good. I feel like everyone in the rebellion would probably always be saying "Honey, no" at his shenanigans. I mean, maybe, who knows? Yeah, there we go. That looks... he looks beautiful. Although on my iPad, on my iPad that I'm watching this stream on, it looks kind of bleh, but on my iPad, it's beautiful. Although, hang on, I want to make it just a little more lime green. Yeah, I like the lime green a little bit more than I like the yellow, but yeah, there he is. There he is. That's our man. Oh, God. I feel like I'll make his... Well, I mean, the kind of uniform is like... Or, like, Electro wears a lot of black, so I feel like just to contrast, I want to make him wear more white. So I'll make him wear more white, just because it'll be contrast to Electro a little bit more. And I mean, her accents always matched her hair color, to be honest, so I can make him do a similar thing. Because Electra's like the simplest color palette out of all the Looniverse characters. Because, she, just has, like, she's just really simple. She's black, white, purple, and, mint green. So, you know, I probably can do something similar with him, just so there's, like, some contrast. And also because it kind of makes them look more like they're a team. Especially because they probably would have worn different things on the council, too, than they are. So I can give him, like... Let's see. Sprite Jello Minecraft Bill Nye Nerd Boy. And we'll give him, like... Ooh, you know what? Okay, just because it's contrast, we'll give him, like, black gloves and black... Yeah, we'll give him, like, black gloves and black buttons on his outfit, because that'll be, again, in contrast to Electric, because I like that sort of stuff. It's fun. Sprite Nye, the science guy. You know what? Because technically a part of the Teruvi adventure is Luna, so I bet she'd totally, like, at one point get super fed up with him and just call him, like, it's just like, listen, Sprite Hair, like, and no one would get it. I mean, I could probably just name him Sprite, to be honest. Sprite with a Y. Oh, God. I mean, I probably could, you know, because that would kind of make sense, and I bet that Luna would be the only one to see a problem with it, too. Or it's just like, your name is Sprite, and he's just like, yup, and it's like, And she's the only one who sees anything weird with it. But it's Sprite with a Y. You know what, fuck, that'll just be his name now. I love that. Just Sprite with a Y. Sprite it is. Because, I mean, Sprite almost sounds like... I mean, technically... You know what? Technically, because they are such a technology-based planet, it could almost be like, quote-unquote, Sprite, as in, like, a character Sprite sort of thing. Like, that's what his name's in reference to. But, like, to Luna, it's just like, so your name's, like, Sprite. Like, you know, the drink. And it's just like... And he's like, what drink? We'll make these black. See what that looks like. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that. Okay, do this little square thing. Just for the fun of it. Here, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make him just a little bit. Just to give a little bit more difference in his colors. And then we'll make his goggles this black color right there. So outlined in black. Sprite with a Y. I don't know why I love that so much. See, that's something that, like, a character in Lunaverse who breaks the fourth wall would totally go, just like, Sprite with a Y? What was the writer running out of ideas? Like, that's the kind of name that is. Give him them teethers. Look at him, he looks beautiful. I'm gonna make him just a little bit. I'm just gonna tweak his skin color just a little bit. It's just a little less awkward. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. There he is. Look at that boy. Hang on, gotta give him the sparkles. Beautiful, and then, of course, there he is. Oh, I love him. There he is. There's Sprite. Welcome. I'm glad you all could be here for his conception. You have to make them another soda. There we go. He was the scientist, but the truth was... Oh my god, I never even noticed that. Electra was the engineer, and now Sprite is the scientist. scientist and Sprite start with S, and then engineer and Electra start with E. I didn't even do that intentionally. That's actually kind of amazing. When he gets jealous, he's spiteful. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Okay, gotta group all those together. I love him so much. He's beautiful. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad he exists now. Now I have a design for him, and then he looks contrasting to Electra, so it's great. Okay, so I'm gonna probably do... I feel like I should do, like, one other thing before I call it quits, but... we need to make a pop song, like Cola or Pepsi. Oh, God. Let's see. I feel like... I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I could, like, just do some doodles. I could do some doodles. I could do some more concept art, or I could just do something else. Doodles of Sprite. Oh, God. What if his favorite drink was Mountain Dew, though? I mean, technically, Teruvia wouldn't have Mountain Dew, so... ships. I mean, I don't know what ships to do. There's a ship in Luniverse that I'm considering doing, but I actually have to, like, try it first, but I don't want to try it publicly because I want to get people excited and then me decide, nah, I'm going to retcon this, so... I don't know. I want to keep it something Luniverse related for my last thing, just because, you know, this is the Luniverse stream. I may have doodled some Robobuns on your Discord. Oh boy, I can't wait. Draw some crack kids. I don't know if I want to, because I don't want to go get the references to do the crack kids, so. Luna smiling. Hang on, I can just do, you know what, I'll just, for the end of this stream, oh dear, oh god, my YouTube watching iPad fell. See, some people have 2 different monitors for their computer. I have 2 different iPads. Anyway, hang on. I'll just do, like, random doodles from memory of all the characters, just of all the Luniverse characters, or the main ones, just because I don't want to go get the references, but at the same time, I'm just gonna, like, doodle them as best I can, like, from memory. Like this. Just, you got Luna over here, a quarter. I think I can't remember what sides her bags are on. It's fine, though. Here, we'll just do a little Luna in the corner. I don't know, I think I'm gonna do all of them, because I'm too lazy to do all of them, but, like, there we go. Now we have a little Luna rooting for us in the corner, as in she's not rooting for us, she thinks we're all stupid, but, you know, that's fine. And she doesn't even wear a hoodie, so I don't know why I'm drawing her like she's wearing a hoodie, but, you know. Maybe it's cold outside and she's wearing a hoodie because she can wear a hoodie because she's Luna and she's a rebel. I don't know. This is the part of the stream where everything goes insane, so... Everyone, like, I need to draw more Jackson, so, you know, I'll just do, like, I'll doodle a Jackson. I don't have his reference, though, so. Well, I guess I could. I just have to be really fast, because I don't want to, like, I want to make sure I don't linger on anything too long. So, hang on, I'm gonna go